My name is Hakeem Adeyemi. I'm an actor, I'm a movie producer, and I'm also an entrepreneur. Who inspired me? I think my sister inspired me, but it's something that's actually been inside of me. Like, I love acting. Acting is my passion. What would I like to play? I can play any role. In as much I have to go through the script and understand the whole story. Yeah, I think I prefer both. When it comes to male, I think I would love to work with Olu Jacobs. Olu Jacobs, and I would love to work with Desmond Elliott. I don't really have, because I think I can go with any character. So, but the most challenging role, I think it's a role of an emotional role. It's like the movie I just concluded shooting. It's about a father, the hustle and the hustle of a father, a single father. So it was quite challenging for me. So I think emotional roles are, I love playing emotional roles. Yes, I would say yes. Because the truth of the matter is, we have most homes, like, let me just use myself as a case study. I mostly see, sometimes I watch series, all these Bollywood, all these Chinese, Indian movies, and sometimes they even speak their language. You don't get, but it's already subtitled. But I get to understand the story and everything. When it comes to Yoruba movie, I think there is an issue we're having, whereby we Nigerians we stereotype, even except from the English industry or except from the Nollywood industry. In the real sense, you will see a Yoruba guy, and you will be in the midst of it, you will be in the midst of people, maybe Yoruba people, and someone will be speaking to you, and you still be speaking English. You don't get, and it's like we are taking our culture away. I'm not restricted to Yoruba movies alone. I shoot English movies as well. I've produced an English movie as well. But I believe Nollywood needs to stop that stereotype that, oh, these are Yoruba people, or Yoruba movies don't go this. It's all shades of wrong. I think that needs to be corrected. I think when it comes to that, when it comes to Yoruba movies, and there was a time I traveled to North, and in an hotel, they actually tuned to African Magic Yoruba. Understand? And we have the Igbo films, we have the Hausa film. But when it comes, English is our lingua franca, and generally everywhere you go to, whenever you see, okay, fine, they're showing an English movie, you always want to watch it. But when it comes to our dialects, you don't get. Yoruba movies are really, really, as in, it's something that if you go to most places, you will see them watching Yoruba movies, so African Magic Yoruba. But the issue about the awards, maybe award shows or something, I think I don't really want to be quoted, but I just need to say my own view about it. Awards, I believe there are some, like me, I shot movie. I know how much I used to produce a movie, and I know the standard I look up to. Whenever I'm writing a script, or whenever I have a script ready to shoot, I go through it and I try to scrutinize everything that needed to be done. And I know this, I want this person on my set, I want this director. I make sure that everything that is needed in that script, according to it as it was written, I'll make sure I provide it. So when it comes to standard, Yoruba movies, they produce standard movies. It's just, that was why I used the word stereotype. It's just that it's not even the Nollywood, it's everywhere. You don't get, you are Yoruba, but you don't get, it's everywhere. Before I venture into Yoruba movie, I was in the English industry. You don't get, but there was this tribalism there. They're being tribalistic, like, oh, fine, you're Yoruba, can you change it? The producer actually told me that, can I change my name to an English name? Maybe Ben or Frank or something. You don't get, but it's about knowing your standard, about knowing your ground. I know what I have, and I know what I want to offer or what I want to put on the table, or what I want to offer the audience. I know it. My mother would tell me something that your talent will take you this far, but your character will take you very, very long. You don't get. So, I believe when it comes to this issue, it's something that needs to be, that how will I put it? English industry, Yoruba industry. There's never been a perfect production. We are all trying. It's an experiment. We are all trying. So when it comes to standard, Yoruba movies still are producing standard movies. You don't get. I will use myself as a case study. I will use myself as an example, and I have other of my senior colleagues, my colleagues that are striving hard to make sure that, oh, I want to beat my best, and that is also my objective. So for me, I think everybody is responsible for their own opinion or thoughts. But for my own opinion, Yoruba movie is try. I don't want to take sides. You don't get, because I act Yoruba movie, I act English movies as well. So, but I'm just being, how will I put it? I'm just being honest, and I'm just telling you my own view that both it's because I don't even, it's just like when you tell me the Nigerian, I'm not, when someone say, oh, the Nigerian, say, look at this issue going on with Fulani Herdsmen and everything. It's because there is no unity. I believe Nollywood is one. You don't get. You be it Yoruba, be it Igbo, be it Hausa, be it. We are all together. We do have them in Yoruba, in cinemas. Alakada 1 and 2 was actually shown in cinema before Alakada Reloaded. So Jennifer was shown in cinema as well. Yeah, let me just use something. There was one of my boss that produced a movie. I've forgotten the title, and it was an epic movie, Yoruba epic movie. I saw the movie. I'm a movie maker. I saw the movie, and believe me, it's something it's a craft I was actually proud of. You don't get. The person took it to the cinema, but because they said it was a Yoruba movie, you don't get. I don't know, they said maybe, Nigerian with issues. Let me just put it that way. I don't know why a cinema would say, okay, fine, because it's a Yoruba movie, I don't want to get. It's not even about the standard anymore. Believe me, we're trying to make sure, we are trying to shoot on a very high standard. But because this Yoruba thing, that's why I will still emphasize on the word stereotype. It has been something that has been there for a long time. They'll just tell you that because it's a Yoruba movie, you don't get, or maybe you have to put, okay, if I shoot an epic movie now that is 100% Yoruba, and I know, okay, fine, I have viewers, I have fans that are so passionate about watching epic. It's a culture. We need to bring back our culture. And I take it to cinema and they tell me because it's Yoruba. What will I do? I have other cinemas that will take it. I have Viva Cinema. I have like Viva Cinemas, other cinemas. They will take it. They stream Yoruba movies in Viva Cinema, other cinemas. I can take it to National Theatre. Those places too are cinemas. You don't get. So for me, it is not mandatory if I'm in that shoe. It's not mandatory for me that I must show my film in. If I should take my film to, let me use maybe Silverbird Cinema, Film One Cinema, and to tell me I would take it. It's about bargaining. You don't get. There is no issue. I take it that you don't like it. I know the quality of what I have in my hand. I will take it somewhere else. Yes, and I think our leaders in the Nollywood industry, those ones that are representing our representatives, needs to really tackle that issue. I'm not being judgmental, but at times you'll see some Nollywood, as in Nollywood movies, English movies that producers that are well known, and eventually when you get to see that movie, it might even be you will get disappointed. I'm not taking any sides, you don't get, but I'm just trying to make an emphasis that it is not about standard or this. It is because that thing has been there. Like, this is a Yoruba movie. You don't want a Yoruba, we want an English movie. Okay, tell me, if films want to be nominated in maybe for Oscars, I can boldly tell you, they won't nominate English movies because Oscars already have English. You don't get it. It's like when you want to see an Indian movie now. If they want to nominate, they will, because they will speak their dialect. You don't get. They will be nominated. Movie making is about representing Nigeria, showing our culture. It's an education. You educate people. You don't get. So, if by any chance we want to be recognized internationally, and we want to get and higher international awards, it's going to be an indigenous movie. I'm not saying English movie. Fine, we have fine English movies that have gone for Toronto film. You don't get all these TIF and I like I said, we all have a story to tell, and we all have different angles at which we tell a story. Some stories are true life stories. You don't get. Why some are something you create from your mind. You don't get. Maybe at the end you're trying to pass a message. But either ways, I believe every script writer or every film producer have a message to pass. Diabolic or not, in the real sense, this is Nigeria. And most of these things you see on screen, they happen for real. You don't get. It's just about, to my own part, I might think, oh, this thing has never happened to me, so I'm not, it's not possible. It's a lie. Because believe me, when you listen to other people's story, you get to see that life is not all about green and white. There is more to life. You don't get. So, issue of diabolic or not is because you always want to say, look at, I'm a fan of, I love seeing Hollywood movies. You will see you see magic and all that. Those things too, you don't get. They are magic, incantations and all this, they are there. So it is a movie, and when it's not about movie, it's a way a script writer or a producer actually, it's like if I'm seeing a picture, this is how I want my story to go. You don't get. And I have a proper script conference, and the script is well scrutinized. Believe me, I'm good to go. Let me just use you as an example. When it comes to, I just want to take away Nollywood now. Let me just say something. Before, when I finished my tertiary education, I actually work with some companies. I've worked with Standard Chartered Bank. I work with Unified Payments. I work with Procter & Gamble before I resigned. But in the real sense, the way comparing a man and a woman, when it comes to life, a lady has more chances in life than a man. You don't get. It's only and hard. See, fine. Men. You know the way men are being perceived. They're hardworking. They provide things for the women. You don't get. But when it comes to the real sense of life, you will see. Maybe I might see my mates now, my peers. Maybe I might see my mates now, and when I see them, I'll just see that, oh, this lady, we graduated from the same university or we went to the same secondary school, and before I see she's using, maybe she has already built a house or something. You don't get. And I don't need to use that to punish myself. You don't get. So when it comes to, because I feel like that is our own part. We have men that are successful. Coming back, let me put it back to the Nollywood sector, because I will count myself one of those people that are striving hard to make it. And believe me, it's not even in the industry alone, it's everywhere. Let me just take an instance. If I'm trying to do my location rankings, I'm trying to get a movie, maybe I want to shoot a movie and I need some houses to use. If I should personally go and meet some maybe house owners or landlords, I want to, believe me, because I'm a guy, none of them will really give me that attention. They won't really give me. But if I should take a lady along, or maybe it was a lady that went there to talk to them, without compromising, they will just do it. Talking about the Nollywood industry, our industry is very, very vast, and it entails a lot of things. But when it comes to success making or making histories or pushing or hard work, believe me, the men are really trying. I think we have a good future. It's just about, the only thing that is sabotaging us is, number one, not only one thing. I think some of the things that are actually sabotaging us is poor funding, and we need government intervention. Nollywood has actually tried though, but all these things are being done individually. You don't get. The government that they are trying to make some impact, but believe me, we need an intensive support. So if government could see beyond those walls, that when it comes to filmmaking or entertainment industry, it's something that it's a lucrative business. We just need support. We need encouragement. Look at the issue of piracy. Do you know how piracy affects me as well? Because I'm a movie producer. If I should produce a movie and maybe the movie is out. Before you know it, I will have seen it selling something you work so hard with your hard-earned money, 300 naira. As in, taking movies in one city, 100 naira. A lot of things. Those things are disheartening. They are not encouraging. And Yoruba movie is really, really trying. We are trying. See, look at 11 or 12 years ago till now. You see the difference. Technology is evolving, and believe me, we are also evolving. Now, it has helped a lot because, believe me, technology is, let me say, it's just life these days. In this modern world, technology is life. 10 years ago, there is nothing like an Android. There's nothing like an iPhone. There's nothing like an Android. It's like, okay, fine. I want to make your WhatsApp. I want to WhatsApp, or all those Instagram, Facebook. But each day, each day the technology advanced and it evolves. So the same way it has actually helped the normal world. That is the same way it has actually helped in Nollywood. We have advanced equipment. Each day we see new thing. Look at the lightning, the camera. Everything. It's each day we have new thing. So technology has really helped us. And believe me, every producer, I will count myself as an example. I have an equipment, and each day I always desire that I need to get this as well. I need to get this because I believe the world is evolving. I need to evolve with it. Otherwise, I'll just be stagnant. Bank of Industry. So it's growing. You don't get their intervention is getting more well known. You don't get, but that is not enough. It is not enough. See, we have young minds. We have young people that are creative. They're extremely creative. They have talent that needs to be exploited. You just need to take them and you see what they're capable of doing. You don't get, but believe me, if you see a young guy that takes maybe a proposal to one of any government funding this thing, the chances are very, very slim for that kind of person that is nobody to be given that opportunity. Okay, let me give you this thing to do. You have to have the connection. You have to, the way Nigerian works now, everything is about connection. You have to have connection to get funds. But for now, so far, so good, like you asked the question that, are they up English or Yoruba? Believe me, we are one. It's Nollywood. I financed my project myself. I sourced for funds myself. I financed it because I just believe that I have ideas. It's about creativity. I have ideas. I just need this thing to be seen. I want people to see what I'm capable of doing. We just need the government to see that there is more in the entertainment industry, especially in the filmmaking, make-believe sector, that any money they invest, believe me, with proper monitoring, you don't get. It's a lucrative business. Yeah, I believe everything is possible. You don't get. I'm always optimistic. I believe everything is possible. It still lies on something. It still lies on government. You don't get. Government cannot do everything, but believe me, there are some things that needs to be done. Let me use like Hollywood. For Hollywood, they have Hollywood Village. They don't have issues with locations, houses. You don't get. They have all these things are already in place. The government has actually provided those things for them. You have Hollywood whereby you can go there. Okay, I want to shoot this place. Those things are already built. If you want to shoot a movie of 18th century, it's there. There is a setting. There are houses. There are sets there already. But yeah, we need to build it. We need to try to. I'm just trying to let you know how vigorous this thing is. We need to build it. I want to do a movie about the heritage of Shango or something. I have to go back. My picture needs to tally with that century, that time Shango was actually existing. You don't get. And for us to go through those set designs and everything, it is, believe me, it is tedious, it is vigorous. But still, we still try to bridge that gap. It has affected us awfully. It has eaten today to the bone marrow of our industry. Every producer, every filmmaker is an investor. If I should invest any amount in a movie, I should be expecting a profit. You don't get. But when it comes to the fact that piracy is becoming alarming, is becoming a very big issue when it comes to realizing your profit or realizing whatever thing you've invested, it is disheartening. You don't get. And eventually, piracy is a very big issue, and still nothing has really been done about it. And it's bad. It's all shades of wrong. It has eaten awfully it has penetrated to every angle of production. Because if I'm producing, I will know that, okay, fine, I think this movie is going to be pirated, or maybe someone will pirate my movie. Eventually, I won't be able to pay my artists the right amount I'm meant to pay them. We filmmakers, we really want to compete with Hollywood. We are humans, they are humans. Fine. We might always, though we emulate some things from them, but believe me, an apprentice can outsmart his master. On that issue, I think it is not as if I won't say it's wrong, don't get it, because believe me, when it comes to behind the scene or behind the camera, a lot of things goes on there, and that you yourself don't even know. Don't get it. Let me take an instance now. You will see someone that directs a movie playing the lead actor, but believe me, that person will also have an assistant director. You have a continuity. It's about getting your right team. See, when it comes to our cinematography or filmmaking, it's not about, you don't learn acting alone. You learn other things that are interrelated into filmmaking or theater. You don't get it. It comes to lighting, it comes to makeup, it comes to a lot of things. Because circumstances could necessitate you to dive into that kind of a thing. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to an actor, I'm a writer. I sit down, I write a script. It's an inspiration. I have an inspiration. I have something that maybe I just have this thing. I love this picture. I want this. Okay, I have the script. I make it. I call for script conference. Maybe I call like 2 or 3 people that have bright minds. Let's do this thing. You don't get it. And we sit down. We try to do something reasonable. We come out with a very good script. And I know I'm a director. I'm not a director. But I know maybe I'm good at directing. I'm playing the lead. The only thing I will do the next thing for me to do is an intuition. The next thing for me to do is the fact that I will have to call another director that is going to be my assistant director. You don't get it. So when I have an assistant director, I have a good continuity. I have a good director of photography that knows the intents of filmmaking, that knows the intents of picture, that knows the intents of lighting. You don't get it. I have good crew at my back. Believe me, it's never going to affect that movie. I'm an entrepreneur. I deal into real estate. I'm a realtor. Going down by memory lane, 15 or 20 years ago, has been a very, very long journey for me. Believe me, I never knew I'm going to be here. I never knew God was taking me this far. Because I was just that normal guy that was just there. When you're still young, you might have a dream or this is what you have. But then from the depth of my mind, I knew anything about acting has always been my calling. Even when I was in primary school, I joined the cultural and acting stuff, drama stuff. While I was in secondary school, I founded a theater group. You don't get it? I'm just trying to illustrate what passion is all about. It's about knowing what you want. Every human stands for a purpose. You need to sit down a day and initialize yourself. Like, what do I really want? You don't get it? What is my calling? What am I good at? Believe me, we all have one strength that we might not yet discover, but we all have one thing. So it's about initializing yourself, knowing what you truly want. I from the onset, I knew acting has always been one big thing that I have passion for. Basically, I love acting. It is a very big passion for me. So I created a drama team when I was in secondary school. We do stage play. When I wanted to leave secondary school, I did an anniversary and I called the likes of Ayomagaji, Jibo. Where everybody out there, what I want to say is nothing good comes easy. It all deals with you believing in yourself. That is the first thing. Believing in yourself. Then secondly, know what you want. So once you know what you want, keep praying and try to make moves. I've produced a movie that I spent like 1.5 million or 2 billion naira. Then that was my first production I did in 2009, and I think I actually saw 200,000, and I didn't give up. I did another movie, I spent millions, and I didn't even see 1/3 of it, but I didn't give up.